Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous video we have covered that how we can use XIAO ESP32C3 board as a Modbus client and how we can read the coil status from our Modbus TCP device wirelessly. Okay, now in this video what we are going to cover is we are going to cover this topic, that how to create a Modbus TCP client using XIAO ESP32C3 board and how we can read the input coil status of our Modbus TCP IP device wirelessly. Okay, you can see here this is my ESP32C3 board. Okay, and here is the Wi-Fi antenna. So we are going to connect with the Wi-Fi, okay, in which our Modbus TCP device is placed, and we are going to read the input status of that Modbus TCP device wirelessly in our ESP32C3 board. Okay, so let's see how you can do that. Okay, so first of all we have to create our Modbus TCP device with the input status. So first of all we will open Modbus slave software, we will go to setup, we will click on the slave definition, and instead of holding register we are going to use the function code 2 for input status. Okay, because in the previous video we have already covered this three topic, that how to read the holding register data, how to read the input register data, how to read the coil status, and in the last of this series we are going to see how to read input coil status. Okay, so we have to select the function code 2 input status. We are going to use the starting address 0 of our input status and the quantity 10. We will press OK here. We will click on connection, we will click on connect. The connection type we will select is Modbus TCP IP because our XIAO ESP32C3 only support wireless connectivity. Okay, I mean it can support the serial connectivity, but right now it is supporting wireless connectivity as we have attached the Wi-Fi and we are going to code like that, so it will connect with our Wi-Fi and it can read the data using Modbus TCP protocol. So we have to select the connection type Modbus TCP IP, port number 502, and we will press OK here. So you can see warning is gone and our Modbus TCP device is up and running. Now if you want to test it, then we can open the Modscan software. We can select the input status, okay, function code 2. We will go to connect, and here you can see the IP address 192.168.1.7, and that is because our system IP address is 192.168.1.7, and our ESP32C3 board is going to connect with my Wi-Fi and it will send the request to this Modbus TCP IP device which is running on my system, and my system is having IP address of this. So this ESP32C3 device is going to read the data from this IP address, so that is why I'm going to use this IP address. Okay, and the port number is 502, and you can see I am connected. If I change the status here, you can see it is on. We cannot change the input coil status from client side. Okay, so that is why you don't have any option to change it, or you don't have any option to turn it off. You can only turn it off from server side, okay, or you can say device side, so it is turned off. Okay, now the same thing we want to read using ESP32C3 board. So let's see how you can do that. Here is our Arduino sketch. First of all, you have to install the library and you have to go to library manager. You have to search for Modbus ESP8266 and you have the first library. Okay, you have to install this one. You can see it is already installed in my system. Okay, so make sure that it is installed. After that, I have imported the necessary library. I have provided the SSID and password of my Wi-Fi. And after that, you can see I have provided the IP address of my system 192.168.1.7 because ESP32C3 board is going to connect with my system and it will read the data from my system. So that is why I have to provide my system IP address. And if you are going to read the data from actual Modbus TCP device, then you have to provide the IP address of your actual Modbus TCP device. Okay, you have to provide the starting address, you have to provide the number of quantity you want to read, and at what interval you want to read the data, that you have to provide here. And then after, you can see mb.read ISTS. Okay, so it will read the input status from your Modbus TCP device. Okay, so let's select the board and the port and upload the sketch. So it is our board, COM port 4, and we will upload the sketch, and then after we will read the data in the serial monitor. And after that, if you want to do some stuff with that data, like if you want to publish the data to MQTT broker, if you want to create some buzzer like sound whenever your input status is on or off, then also you can do it. If you want to turn on the LED or turn on the flasher, then also you can do it. If you want to create your own web page, and if you want to display the status of input coil status, then also you can do it. It's up to you that how you code it, but that is possible. Okay, so it is upload, our code is upload, and here is our serial monitor. Let me reset it. Okay, it's a reset. You will see the IP address, and here you go. Input status 0 to 9 is all 0. Now let me change to 1. You can see it's 1. If I set the last one is also on, then you can see, and if I set the middle one to toggle, then you can see 1 0 1. Okay, so this is how your ESP32C3 board is going to connect with the Modbus TCP device. It will read the data from your Modbus TCP device, and it will display the result on your serial monitor. But in the production or in the industry, we don't want to display the result in the serial monitor. Instead of, we want to do something with those data. Okay, we want to turn on some buzzer whenever our input 0 is high. We want to turn on the LED. We want to send alert to Telegram. We want to send some other alert. So those things you have to code after reading of the data. Okay, so that is possible with this ESP32C3 board. It's up to you that how you code it, how you make the logic. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear, that with the help of XIAO ESP32C3 board, you can also read input coil status of your Modbus TCP IP device. So we have covered all the function code, that how to read input, how to read holding register, how to read input register, how to read coil status, and how to read input coil status of your Modbus TCP device using ESP32C3 board. Okay, so if you have any question or if you have any doubt, then you can always ping me on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp. Also, I will create a blog. I will provide the blog link here. You can go to our blog and you can have the code in our blog. Okay, you can copy paste the code from there, and then after you can change the few things like SSID and password and the IP address and a number of coil you want to read and interval, at how much interval you want to read it. Okay, so that's it. So we will meet you in the next video, and in the next video we are going to see that how to create a Modbus TCP server using XIAO ESP32C3 board. But the limitation of this Modbus TCP server, that it supports only one client. Okay, so if you create Modbus TCP server with this ESP32C3 board, then it will only support one client. If you try to connect the second client, then the first client will disconnect. So that is okay, but in some cases we only want one client. So in the future videos we are going to cover this, that how to create your own Modbus TCP server with XIAO ESP32C3 board. So stay tuned for the next video, and till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.